What up? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spencer Princess, SoundCloud, SoundClick on a Monday morning. What's cracking, man? Yeah, so just want to thank you guys for, stopping by, checking out my videos. Don't forget the links in my description for my music. My album's called Just Right There. There's a couple songs in it, a lot of instrumentals. I make beats just to have fun. I don't take it too serious, but it's another excerpt of why I left Atlanta. I was just watching something. They were talking about Ponce de Leon Street uh, and the history of Atlanta. I want to say that when I lived there for the short time, I didn't get a chance to. Like I've been on Ponce de Leon, I forgot the street where I lived. Cause I lived on a couple streets. One was near a mall. I lived right down the street from a mall. It was not a bad apartment. It had water bugs though. It'd crawl on you at night. Uh, but it was a nice apartment. Um, and but they were talking about the history of Atlanta, and the guy asked a question. He said, "Do you think Atlanta's segregated?" If Atlanta is segregated, when I lived down there, I didn't know it. I didn't have problems out of white people. But I'm gonna tell you something. I barely ran into any of them. Atlanta is segregated by class. Who can live where? Who can afford to live where? And those classes, despise each other. And that's just the truth. Now, I've talked about the black on black, hatred in one of my other videos. But for those of you who are looking to move there, you need to know that you will be looked at in a class form depending on your income and depending on your zip code. That's just that. Even the black people that I know look down on me because I don't make the money that they make. And when I tell you that this is everywhere in Atlanta, like I'm not even playing. The so-called uppity Negro will they will not only look down on you, they will disassociate with you. They will make sure that you know that they live in a house, a couple 100,000, and you live in an apartment. They'll let you know when you come around them, they'll start asking you certain questions. And they're trying to find out where you work, and that calibrates how much money you have and calibrates where you live. And once they find all that, it's just like a woman trying to get to know a man. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing fine. So where do you live? When a woman asks you where do you live, she's calibrating how much money that you have. Am I going to be with this man? If she's looking down the road that far. Does he have money or doesn't he have money? If you live in a house with a bunch of people, she's still thinking, well, you might not have all that money. It's like 10 of you living in the same house, but nice house. You know what I'm saying? But you might not have. So I'm just telling you, this is how people do in Atlanta. You're going to feel that. I didn't have a problem out of white people. And I know there's racist white people everywhere. But the thing about when I went to Atlanta, I wasn't looking for racism. I wasn't looking for Atlanta to just be like, oh, another black person. There's so many black people down there. Listen, white people are not going to be your problem in Atlanta. They're just not. You're not going to run into a bunch of white people that are just all out racist. I ran into some white people that had an opinion about me, but it wasn't like they hurt me. You know what I mean? They, it didn't hurt me at all. I went up into what is it, Buckhead or whatever that is, where the real expensive mall is. I went up in there and I didn't hear not one racial slur. I walked into the Ralph Lauren store, saw the, purple label, you know, fancy shirts and all that other stuff. You could tell that they thought I didn't have the money to buy it, and I didn't. Okay, but they didn't act like I was, poor, because I was, but they didn't act like I was poor. But you can tell that they knew. And to me, that is not racist. To me, it's pretty much sniffing out your customer. You know who to sell to, who not to. They didn't kick me out the store. They didn't ask me to leave. They didn't say, like, I had a white dude out here where I live, and I went to buy some, cologne, and I was like asking the prices. I wasn't even talking to him, and he was like, well, if you have to ask, which means you can't afford it. And he said it 3 times, and I wasn't even talking to him. Then I turn around and start talking to him, like, why do you keep saying if you have to ask? He was being That's a racist comment. He was being racist. I did not have that in Atlanta when I went to the white people mall. That did not happen to me, and I walked into some stores where you got to have money. Did not happen. But I wasn't looking for it to happen either. I wasn't egging it on. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't roll up in Tiffany's like, yeah, what white person going to say what to me? Your racism is going to come from black people. That's just the truth. Your hatred, your all out blatant hatred is going to come from black people. Your the class society, lower class, middle class, upper class, Atlanta, you're going to feel that when you start talking to black people. You're going to, I'm telling you, they're going to sniff it out of you. That's just that. Even if they're your family and they live down there, you just listen to the way they start talking to you, because it's infectious. When in Rome, you do as Romans do. That's what happens. You live down there long enough, you start to separate yourself from those people, and you start to realize who's in what class. I'm telling you, and I've hung around some of them, and like some of the women, like wouldn't give me the time of freaking day if I didn't play ball. You don't play football. You don't play for the Falcons. You don't play for the Braves. You don't play for the Hawks. There's some places you go into, you will not get any holler. You don't make music and people know your name. You don't know Jermaine Dupri. You don't know Tyler Perry. You don't hang out. You can forget it. You can forget. They're not interested in you, as if those groups of men are just flocking towards these women. Like, oh, you're that deal. Like, you're that chick. Like, get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? Those are the 1%, and they are all covered. They all have chicks on their arms. A couple of them. Okay, so go fly a kite with that. But nonetheless, that's what they're looking for. Now, of course, you got the average working dude, and you got the average working chick. They get together. It happens. That's the way it's supposed to happen. But you will hardly see where you will have a different class get together. To my knowledge, now somebody's gonna say, "Hey, I made $100,000 last year. My man or my woman, there's a security guard, and security guards can make some money, but they, a part-time security guard, and they make $15,000. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is, on a regular, people separate themselves according to their finances in Atlanta. So I just wanted to shoot that past you guys, because you will feel that. You will. And the problem is, a lot of people guess it wrong. You could be down there and have, 50, 60 grand, in the bank, and just decide not to live in these big old houses. And you could be making 100,000 a year, but you're comfortable in the hood. It's where you came from. That's where you grew up. That's where your friends are. People that look, there are people who are hood rich. They don't want to leave the hood. Why leave the hood and go live up in a place where people are snotty and snooty, even if they're black, snotty and snooty to you, and you don't know them. And every 5 minutes they're all in your business and calling the cops on you, and you're playing your music, and just being like, get out of my business. No, I'm going back to the hood. People play the music loud all the time. Everybody does it from dusk to dawn. This is what we do. We party, we kick it, we make money, we sell our music. We're all rich. We just don't want to go out here and buy new Benzes. And some of them got new Benzes. It's like I got a six. You know what I'm saying? I got a big 745 outside. Who cares? I'm not going to spend all my money just to prove to you, just like Rocka Flock of Flame said, why do I need to keep spending money to prove to you that I have money? So you're going to see people who they're fine. We're fine where we are. We like our apartment. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to go and clown and spend all that money on, living in a $300,000 house just to go to work, just to pay for the mortgage, just so we can lose our job and just so the bank can come and snatch it all away from us and we have to move right back to where we came from, or even worse, homeless or living with your mama. I'm just saying, people get it wrong all the time. And I'm telling you, just be you. You go down there, just don't even worry about that nonsense. Go down to Five Points, get yourself something to eat, go listen to some live music. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, mind your business, and you'll be all right. When you start mixing it up with people you don't know and they start mistreating you and you keep wanting to hang with those people, you're asking for it. Now get out of there, just be you, make your money, make it come up. And I'm going to tell you something else. Get yourself a network. They don't have to be friends. I'm talking about a network of money makers, people who are trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because Atlanta's not the place where you want to be broke. Don't be so dependent on your job that you think that, oh, since I got this job, everything is okay. I did that and I faltered. Because when that was taken away from me, I had zilch. Okay? I had a phone number and I called my friend and they came and got me. And that is the truth. Don't be so codependent on what you see. Get yourself a network, get yourself two or three sources of income, stay on that income, like stay on it. I don't care if it's YouTube videos and you make, you know, $5 a week. That is $20 a month. That is a couple hundred dollars a year. Look, it's money. Get yourself some ancillary incomes. Go out there and hustle, cut some grass. My friend got a yard business. He was just doing it on the side. Next thing you know, now that's his main business. He got like 3 jobs. He moved out of here, just bought a house. Like this dude is doing it, okay? I'm just telling you guys, always keep your hustle game right. Stay away from criminals. There are so many people who are trying to hustle other people in Atlanta. Stay away from that. Stay away from it. Don't go near it. Because there are some good people in the A, and they are all trying to get that green. Those are the people you need to be around in some kind of way. You ain't got to be their friend. Let them know exactly who you are. I am out to get this cheddar legally. I'm out to build myself an empire. This is what I'm after. If you're not on that same page, then I'm not rocking with you. No, we can't hang out and do nothing. We got to hang out and do something productive. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Don't do what I did. Don't go down there and get a little comfortable job and you're all right. And I wasn't comfortable. I was working 16 hours a day. But I'm saying, I didn't have a plan past that. Once I got that money, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to go see my daughter. Things just didn't work out for me. Don't do that. Always have another hustle on the side going on. Right now, I hustle like 3 or 4 different ways. Actually, probably more than that. You know what I'm saying? One of my hustle brings me $10 every, 2 or 3 months, but it's my $10. You know what I'm saying? My other hustle brings me $25 a month. That's my $25. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's my money. And that's just the way you got to think. Because if you can get 5 or 6 hustle games that bring you $25 a month, now you're looking at $125 a month, and you can just keep building on that. That turns into $300. That turns into six. That turns into 12. Next thing you know, you have your side hustle is doing more than your main thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this the kind of attitude that you gotta have when you're living in the A. When, you know what I'm saying? With all those classes that they have down there. Rock with your people. Stay out of trouble. It's your boy Tom Tour too.